Prepared to have your ears tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
What's up, you bunch of idiots? If you don't know who I am, then you're stupid. War Games is over, thank frickin' God, because I was bored as hell, other than the U.S. title match, because that was quite exciting, actually. And as always, as Johnathan likes to say, congratulations to all the winners. All you losers, well, the name speaks for itself. You bunch of losers. Now, of course, we started the night off with some matches that didn't mean shit anyway. Most of those were, well, we did have the Game Changer stuff happen. And we had the Game Changer champion, Fat Thomas. I know he had to be one soggy piece of bread by the end of the night, because he took on a lady assassin, and after he got over being enamored by her, he pinned her very carefully as not to get a sexual assault charge. Like she would have felt that anyway. But he picked up the win and then went on to face Delirious, the Prince of Crime, who couldn't steal a box of cares if anybody watched him have a match, because Fat Thomas beat him too. Next, Fat Thomas went on and beat the guy that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to lose to. Hell, I don't even like saying his name, but I am obligated by contract to say Quanny Fist. He got lubed up real good and got fucked. After Fat Thomas was finished with him, tossed him $1 and went about his business and went on search for his next opponent, which was supposed to be the Emperor Anomalium. Of course, he couldn't find the little scared bastard, so he moved on and went after James Altraz, who was getting ready for the damn War Games match, and he thought he would help him warm up by beating his ass senseless and retaining his title. I said what I said. Next, as if that wasn't enough, he went on to face Matt Blakely in his scheduled match. Now, of course, we had on commentary the Super Champion King, and we finally found the Emperor 2K Anomalium, but we couldn't find his opponent. And they went on commentary, the Emperor providing Russian commentary. Swore he was Hispanic, though. No, maybe he's bisexual, I don't know. What? That's not what it's called. What do you mean it's not what it's called? When you speak multiple language, bisexual. Bilingual? Isn't that when you... Oh. Huh, okay. My faux pas. Now, after Fat Thomas took on Matt Blakely and he resulted in a time limit draw, not that either one of them could tell fucking time anyway. That's probably why they didn't know how much time was left in their damn match. DJ Tech took on Red Death, and I personally thought Red Death was going to take this one and beat the living crap out of DJ Tech. But it resulted in a double countout as they fought outside the ring and didn't heed the ref's warning to get their asses back in the ring. But, you know, it always happens every week. I like to have a week where all the matches end. God, it's like they were having NFL matches and shit. Now, our next match featured Casper 2779, who shit the bed and failed at getting the IC title, facing the badass Eddie Vendetti. And Eddie Vendetti finally got on the winning way as he defeated Casper. That's 2 weeks straight Casper shit the bed. I mean, god dang, dude. What's wrong with you? I mean, seriously. Do we have to start counting your number of disappointments again? I mean, hell, I think we ran out of numbers at 4,000. What you mean you can't run out of numbers? Of course you can run out of numbers. Just stop counting. Now, the big mouth Sean Puff took on Johnathan, former world champ. He was actually kind of excited. Now, I don't know if because he had a crush on him and he wanted to feel him up or what, but he was able to defeat the former world champ. I mean, he actually pretty much dominated him. I mean, he bested him really good, doubled him up and everything. I mean, he was all over him. He was all over him like he was a $2 hooker. And he got change back. Because he gave him a 5. Or something like that. Now, in a match that I thoroughly enjoyed watching the person lose, it was Donnie Boy taking on Lycan Umbris. And Lycan Umbris lost the match. You know, he hasn't been that successful since he messed with me. I don't know, maybe it's a jinx. You know? Mess with Melvin. You don't win matches. I'm not saying the two have anything to do with each other, because I wasn't there, since he doesn't like me walking by his matches. But I did watch through binoculars. It was a tightly matched, though. It could have went either way, but of course, it wasn't going his way. I mean, come on. You lost to Donnie Boy. Yeah. Now, of course, we had Big Mel taking on the Forgotten One, Matty Ice. And once again, Matty Ice forgot that he was in a match and got his ass handed to him by Big Mel. You know, Big Mel, as it seems like he's picked up the pace and he's turned the corner. He might find himself in the top 10 soon. Perfect time to do it, too. You know, right before the year ends. You know, get yourself in position for when the Royal Rumble comes up. And boom! Hopefully you win the Royal Rumble in that title shot. Now, our next match was South Bronx Savage taking on Needles King. In a very hotly contested match that South Bronx Savage was miraculously able to pull out of. Pull-out game, I heard, was really strong in that match. Now, we did have Martel, the stupid carpenter, taking on Shepherd Bane. And of course, as always, in true Martel tradition, he lost the match. Fucking loser. But it was Shepherd Bane. He's no slouch. You know, it sucks because I just gave you a compliment the other day, and then you go and lose. What the hell? Our next match featured Frankie Bones taking on Money, and it wasn't even close, folks, as Money dominated Frankie Bones and put him to sleep and gave him a refund. Wish we could get a refund on this contract. Guy sucks. Now, our next match was kind of sad, as Lady Assassin took on the Brass Hole and the Prince of Crime, Delirious. And, well, I'm sad to say, Delirious picked up the win, pinning Lady Assassin. Respectfully, mind you. Because nobody disrespects the lady. Next time, pin somebody else, you asshole. Moving on, we had 2 number 1 contender matches. As we had a number 1 contender match for the Triple Threat Championship entitled Operation New Breed, featuring 4 of our up-and-coming new WPA performers, in a match when we had the Street Fight King versus the Investor. And he must not have been that invested. He needs to invest in getting his ass in gear and fight harder, as the Street Fight King proved that he is a Street Fight King. Moving on to the next match. Match 2. Featured Captain Mexico versus the Idol Steve Sampson. And I'm disappointed in Captain Mexico. I really thought he was going to... I was rooting for you. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to lead us to the new horizon. Then you go and lose. You should hang your head in shame. So the Idol, Steve Sampson and the Street Fight King, will be moving on to the Triple Threat Championship match next week. Well, actually this week. Shit, it's Sunday now. Hey, Flip, by the way, thanks for this jacket. Trying to up my style anyway, but hey, it's pretty cool. What? So? Well, fuck you too. Now, in a match that was pretty good, it was a grudge match. And it featured the standard Starling J versus Luna in a get off the I-95, take a left at Fat Thomas's barbecue, acknowledge the God Hell in a Cell match. And there was all kinds of weapons in use. There was blood all over the place, tampons, it was Tampax, you name it, they threw it. And in the end, just as Luna was trying to get the upper hand on Starling J by grabbing her while she was outside the ring, Starling J somewhere pulled out a kendo stick and cracked Luna upside the head with it, and then proceeded to beat her with it until she was unconscious enough to get pinned, and Starling J was able to pick up the win, thus ridding herself of a nuisance that goes by the name Luna. Now, the Kingpin, the JP DiMaggio, was in action against an OG, the Wraith, in a number 1 contender match for the television championship, and the Kingpin actually pulled out the win. I'm fucking shocked he didn't shit the bed this time. He was being cheered on by the First Lady Alexa Leslie, who had been sitting in misfit row through the courtesy of Johnny Rocco, Fat Thomas, and Shona, since they weren't sitting down there because they were getting ready for War Games. Which, by the way, outside of being not too exciting, it did end pretty bad fashion. I mean, well, for the person it ended for, me, I took great joy in watching him get cracked upside the head with a chair shot. That was a hard shot, too. Bleeding when he did that, when that happened. As Johnny Rocco was pinned by the Siren after she tried to hit Shona Campbell with a chair, Johnny Rocco was able to push Shona out the way and took the chair shot, which landed him on a table. And that in itself wouldn't have been no problem. But James Altrez was up on top of the cage doing a chicken dance and flew off of the top of the damn cage and landed on Johnny Rocco while he was on a table. And then the Siren picked up the rest of the pieces, pinning Johnny Rocco for the 1, 2, 3. Thus, contrary to what we all believed, the agency defeated Sinister. And it was doing so good, too. Kind of weird. Started going downhill once the last 2 came in. It is what it is. You know, it's funny though. The secret person. I mean, it was no secret really though. It was the Messiah. Which, honestly, he could have not shown up, and I think the match would have still been the same way. He really didn't do any real contribution other than pissing off Jermaine, who kept trying to get him to turn on the agency. It didn't work, though. I mean, he pissed off the Messiah so bad that he was able to... He went and got on a team to help them defeat Sinister. See, that's what happens when you get people that aren't in your family working for you. Gotta keep the money in the family, I tell you that. Now, in our WPA Triple Threat Championship, Draven the Sledgehammer took on Money, MF, and Mike, and Kwani Fist. Now, of course, Money, MF, and Mike was too fucking scared to show up. Killer go my ass. So it became a one-on-one match. The Sledgehammer versus the Fist. And there's no Fist that can battle a Sledgehammer and survive, as Draven retained his Triple Threat Championship. That's one. See if you can get 3 more. In our Television Championship, Chris Salas took on Katzen Corey and defeated him, even though Katzen did put up a good fight. But hey, Chris Salas is one tough dude. And he's still your television champion, which means he'll be going on to face the Kingpin, JP DiMaggio, as Draven the Sledgehammer goes on to face the Street Fight King and the Idol, Steve Sampson. And in our match of the night, we had the sponsored athlete, Jayla Masters, taking on the Blueprint, Jackson Aries. And folks, once again, Jackson Aries can lay claim to the title United States Champion as he defeated Jayla Masters. Wow, that's crazy. It must gonna be some straight fucking apocalypse. Both Starling J and Jackson Aries won. We're about to get a blood moon. Whoa, hey, Flip, doesn't that mean Johnathan owes you more money? I mean, it's kind of weird he took off this week. I'm just saying. Nah. If it was me, I'd be trying to find his ass. But that's Mega Week, folks. It's over. It's done. We shouldn't have any more for a while. I hope not. I hate Mega Weeks. They're so long. And hard. What? Should we watch what I say? Look, if I had to watch what I say every time I got on here, well, let's just say it wouldn't be no fun. Stay tuned for Philip as he brings up his pick of the week, whatever idiot he decides to pick. I'm Melvin P. Thurgood III. Johnathan should be back next week. Peace out, you idiots.
Good day, WPA. I know you're excited to hear my voice come across your airwaves. Once again, it is your honor, your privilege, to gaze upon my greatness as I divulge to you my pick of the week. And this week, it is a tale of triumph. It is a tale of chasing your dreams. It is a tale of calling your shot and not missing. I speak, of course, of the blueprint. Johnathan. Sir, when you first came into the league, you were called out and offered an opportunity to fight for the U.S. title. Although your reign was short, you learned a lesson. I watched your interview on the Gospel of Messiah. You've learned, or so you say you have learned. We shall see, as you have reclaimed a title you called your title while it was around another individual. That was bold, sir. And it is one thing to call your shot, it is another to shoot said shot and not miss. I look forward to seeing if you can make wise decisions. I look forward to seeing if you actually challenge yourself. I look forward to seeing if you make challenges out of caution or out of fear, as there's a vast number of people here that would make a good challenge for you. See how long you keep it this time. If done correctly, sir, you could surpass that of Big Mel, who was, dare I say, the best U.S. champion we've had thus far, with one of the longest reigns. When it comes to being challenged, sir, I hope you live up to it, Mr. Johnathan. But until then, WPA, I wish you a good day. I said good day.